Welcome to Strategy and Tea, episode 13. Today we are traveling to Latvia. Our guest is Sabine. She's an Instagram growth mentor who helps female business owners eliminate their overwhelm of social media. She's going to share with us how Instagram can help you as an online course creator. Before we start, I would like to invite you to join my free community, the Online Course Creator Circle, space where you could get strategy, feedback, and accountability. And now, let's start.
Hello, hello. Hi.
Welcome, Sabine. Thank you for
Thanks for coming here.
accepting my invitation. I am delighted to have you here.
I'm glad to be here. Really, I was so super happy that you invited me.
So we have a lot to cover. Let's start by please tell us about your story and how and why did you get involved in Instagram coaching?
Yeah, so the journey has been pretty long. I actually started as a translator from English to Latvian language. And then that was my first online job. And then I slowly started getting to know more and more different spaces of online work and businesses overall. And then I slowly moved into being a virtual assistant. And then it slowly progressed into social media marketing. And then I found my love for Instagram. And I found, like, first of all, I like it the most. And second of all, I know a lot about it. So, so might as well leverage that and get into it. And really just being online, I don't know, I love the opportunities it gives you. Like for you as well. Like we never would have met
Yeah.
if it was an online world, right? So yeah, you can reach anyone, anywhere in your business online. So yeah, I feel like that's super great. And you can build so many great, really close connections as well. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, yeah, and it's lovely that how real can be the relationships just around
Yeah.
online world. Maybe for people around outside our online circles could be like, yeah, but they are not real, or it's not so
Yeah.
strong like others, but for real could be. So it's amazing. Yeah.
I honestly communicate with my online business friends more than my real life friends. Because I'm such a homebody and I'm just home all the time. So it's like we have actually most of our best friends are still like outside. Like we know them since our travels. So like they're still away. So we text and video call each other all the time. So it's not really different with business friends.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, in your opinion, how Instagram can specifically help an online course creator?
Yeah, I feel like everyone obviously has to have their own community in some sort that they own in general. So that may be a customer list, that may be an email list, like everything that you own. But I feel like Instagram is really great for just getting new leads and new people. Like it's really great for visibility in general. So obviously you can do like interviews like this one somewhere, but Instagram is just a place where you can kind of have your own community in a way that you can still get into your side of the business, like your email list or your online course or whatever. But it's great to just get new people, get more exposure, and really just build your community outside of email as well. So it just strengthens your bond. So basically, your biggest goal is to invite your customer more and more into your own world. So the more you can do that, the better. And I feel like Instagram is great, not just for like, because email can be really one-sided, for example. And Instagram is just that back and forth conversation in the DMs, in your content, in the comments. So it's really as a community feel. And then also, I think building on the community aspect is getting really deeper connections into, for example, close friends list on Instagram. So basically, you have your follower base, which is a huge one. And then you have like a smaller list with either people who have bought your course or they have like they are really warm leads that want more and more of you. So basically, you know, down the line that they will be your customers in the future, and you just want to nurture them. So I feel like, yeah, just getting close-knit, tight friendships. Really, that's what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's yeah. I was for a while using the close friend
Yeah.
feature of stories as a way to share content. For example, I am Spanish speaking as well, so I have a group of
That's great.
Spanish followers, and I was sharing some specific content for them, just using that feature. But also, when you are launching an offer or you have a VIP member list where you are sending them specific information that you don't want to share to all of them, but having with a friend, she's also an Instagram. She's she's a communicator and using a lot of
Yeah.
Instagram. And we were thinking about maybe could be a great idea to launch a course or some kind of training just with that feature as a story in a different format, just to try and test how this. I don't know if
Yeah,
you have.
especially if you feel like it gets too much on your stories, like you're selling too much. Like for a cold lead, that's a turn off, right? But if you know that this person is really interested in your offer, like you know that they need more information and they need more and more reminders. So it's
Yeah,
really a great feature.
yeah, it's good. Okay, so could you share the most common myth in your industry?
Yeah, well, there are many.
Yeah, just choose one.
Yeah, but I feel like people are so focused on follower number. And obviously, okay, don't get
Mm,
me wrong, it's a numbers game, right? So if you have only 5 people, it's a smaller chance that you will get a sale for your online course, right? Or if you have thousands of people, obviously the chance is a lot higher because, like, the percentage wise, like, you have more opportunity. But more sales, no, sorry, more followers don't equal more sales, because you can have,
100%.
right? Because you can have, and it goes on every marketing platform. It's not just
Yeah,
Instagram, right?
yeah,
Because, like, yeah, of course you will have more followers and, like, you have more opportunity, but that's not, that goes there. Like, you have to have more, you have to build those conversations, you have to still work on proving that you're worthy of their cash pretty much, right? And,
yeah.
like, that you are worth investing in, that you know that what you're talking about, and you have this connection with them. Because obviously, let's be honest, there are people who sell something similar to what you sell,
Yeah.
like your online course. Like, there are tons of courses about Instagram as well. There's a reason why people buy one and don't buy another, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, just don't focus on follower number, focus on, like, warm lead number, or like something that is more tangible in that way.
Yeah, and it's like the same happens or something similar in my opinion with creating content that you have to post X number of times per week, and it's
Oh,
like without having any purpose or anything, just because they say you have to. It's like maybe it's more important to focus first on what is your message, what is what you are going to share before
exactly.
thinking about the number of times that you are posting per week.
Strategy. That's a strategy. I actually, you have this live called Strategy and Tea. I have my tea prepared as well, so we're
Good.
really down
We
for
are
it.
ready.
But that's the thing I say to everyone, like, everyone has to have a strategy. Like, you can post on Instagram every day. Okay, that's fine if you can, but why are you doing
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
It's
having
yeah,
having a goal, having a purpose. Otherwise, yeah, you could get followers, but they are the right people for your services or for you, and also people align with your values and your why.
yeah.
That's so important.
Yeah. And I feel like now we will see this trend of more followers getting more away, because previously we had links only for accounts that had 10K followers, right? And now Instagram has enabled this link feature for
Yeah.
everyone.
Hmm.
So I think also, like, before, people had this idea, oh, I have to have 10K so I can sell easier
Yeah.
on stories, for example,
Yeah.
even though it's not the case. Like this link sticker is not the magic trick. You still have to do the work that that before it leads up to the actual sale.
Yeah, it's a tool, but it's not like if you have this, you are certain that you are going to get
Yeah.
sales or anything.
And it goes for anything, really. Like
Yeah, yeah,
there's no one thing you need to succeed. There are just lots of things that combine
yeah,
together, and then you can actually see results.
yeah.
Even on
Find the
Instagram,
right
I feel like
combination.
we will talk about it later, but as well, like leading up to your website is just not it. You
Yeah,
have to have different things like your sales funnel set up.
yeah, exactly. So now, please talk about the biggest struggle that your customers have to address.
Yeah, well, I have mostly new business owners as my clients. So for them, like they don't have a team, or they have like a really small team of maybe a VA that does like,
Mhm.
I don't know, support for inbox or whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel like for my clients at least, it's just being consistent long enough to see results.
Mm.
So even if they have this strategy in place, like they know what they're trying to achieve with their content, with whatever they're doing, it's just they don't see results. So they feel like, okay, like I have to change something.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, so that might be the biggest one.
Mm. And this could be because of the expectation that ourselves as business owner, we get
Yeah.
this expectation that this everything is going to take shorter time
Yeah.
and it's going to
And
be
it's not
faster.
just even like expectations. It's whatever we see in online space, especially Instagram. Everyone's saying, "Oh, got this and this many sales. I have this and
Yes.
this many sales calls. I have so many like my sales for online courses are so big this month, and like I earned 100K this month." And obviously,
Yeah.
it's so easy to even with followers as well. Like I gained, I don't know, 50K followers in 3 months. Here's how I did it, and it's just it's not it.
Yeah.
So
And
we just expect, like we set these high expectations because others set them for us.
yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
our expectation to begin with.
Yeah, if we are comparing ourselves, and it's not fair when we are comparing ourselves with someone that is 10 years in the business or they have a team of 20 people or that. It's not fair, but we are doing that. We are comparing ourselves with other teams or projects that are bigger than us, or they have a longer journey, or even if each of us, our lifestyle, our what is our definition of success, because for someone maybe it's about the figures, but for someone else it's about having more free time to travel or to do other
Yeah.
stuff.
And then we
So
end up just working all the time and we cannot do it, right?
yeah, so yeah, it depends on what is your goal, because
Yeah,
otherwise
that's
it's,
why also like creating strategy, you have to
yes.
think what are your goals? Like if you want to travel, then obviously you have to work towards that goal rather than like, oh, I want this and this many sales. So yeah, like your goal may be work as much so you can get a VA or a social media manager who can do some things for you and you can still maintain this consistency or whatever you want, just in a different way. You don't have to do it all. And
Yeah.
like there are different ways to sustain this, I don't know, consistency. Like
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, you have to stick long enough. I know I have done it as well. Like I have done like, okay, I'm gonna stick to this strategy for 3 months, and like then after 2 months I still don't see results what I wanted to see, and then I still stick true, and after those 3 months I see like, oh, okay, like my follower base grew 2 times because of the strategy I did. So it's not that bad. Obviously it wasn't like this many people that everyone's talking about, but it's still like you see that the strategy works.
Yeah, you need to check there, and that's why also so important to check and review your own results. It's not
Yeah.
about the other. It's set up your goals and check your own results with your own numbers, and see what is working or not working. Be consistent, because yeah, you need to pivot sometimes, but before that, you need to keep a while, a while. Otherwise, you don't see if it's
But
actually
that's
getting
actually it. Like
results.
compare yourself to yourself, not with
Yeah,
anyone else.
yeah, absolutely. Now I would like to ask you, for course creators who are new on Instagram, where should they start?
Okay, so if you are just completely starting with your own profile and you have nothing, first of all, don't focus on getting on sales so quickly. Obviously, it is good to sell and you should sell often enough, but as you just start, you have to just focus on like building this community around you. It's not like you have to get 1,000 followers. You have to build this community around you. Get um, I don't know, some of your biggest super fans on this platform that will watch for you, that will share what you do in their stories, that will comment on your posts, that will engage with your stories. So basically, that you have this feeling that it's like you have people around you, because like those will be the best base to go off from, especially if you have some uh, course learners that love your course. Like use that, get them on your platform, make more content for them, like give them a reason to stick. But also, since you're not focusing on sales, make sure that even though you're not selling all the time, people still know what you're doing, because so often, like, we are obviously concentrated on just building this community, but we forget that when we ask them a question, do you even know what it is that I'm offering, they have no
Hmm.
idea.
Yeah.
So this can be as easy, like, your content is around the thing that you're doing. That's like the first thing. But also, like, your profile, like whenever new people land on your profile, they get what it is that you're doing. Especially if you have one course, it's so easy. Like, everything you do is lead people to that course, like, essentially one way or another, right?
Mhm.
So obviously you can mention it here and there if people are interested. It's not like don't sell it all. But really, your biggest focus is on getting those community members, getting this engaged people who want to be with you on Instagram and who check in with you every day and who can check in with you if you haven't posted anything in a week, right? So they
Mhm.
really care about you, because people will build on that. And then uh, whenever people want to buy your course or that whatever, make sure that you have a sales funnel set up. So that's pretty much outside of Instagram, right? Because
Yeah.
whatever you do is on Instagram just gets them to, I don't know, that sales page, that email list, whatever. But make sure you have everything set up there as well, because most likely and hopefully people who will click on that link whenever you send it, or whenever it's in the bio, whenever you talk about it in DMs, in your content, wherever, they will just click there, and then it's up to whatever else is happening there. It's not on Instagram. They may like you enough to buy the course, but if you make it so hard for them, they will not do it. Because
Yeah.
in their minds it will be like, okay, like, if it's so hard to get on this course, I don't want it, because it will be hard in this course as well.
Yeah. You need to, and it's applicable, in my opinion, to different call to actions. Could be for selling a course, but for joining a community that you had, or for anything. It's like you need to make easy for people to do that
Yes.
call to action, and be clear and simplify as much as possible, because you don't want to them, yeah, going through a lot of steps or anything. So yeah, as simple as possible, as clear as possible, I would say.
Yeah, this is the same thing. Like, for example, if people click on your bio and you have like 5 links there and they're all just randomly named with like acronyms. So, for example, if your
Mm,
course is also something long and you use acronyms all the time, if people don't know the acronym, they will
mm,
not use it. They will not click it because they don't know what it is. They're like, they should be really super interested to click it, right?
yeah.
So I have
And
my thing with acronyms in general. but,
okay,
but
I never thought about this, and this is interesting that you bring, because it's connected also with this feeling that when you tell someone that, yeah, they need to repeat the message, and sharing one time in one story is not enough. Not all the audience is watching, not all the audience will remember, because this is something that happens to us if we think about it. I maybe you are sharing twice the same content. I don't notice that it's exactly the same content. I and maybe this make me remember. Oh yes, I read this. This was interesting, but we have a million of uh, messages trying to get our attention.
Yeah.
So if we want to share our message, if we want to share our content, and that is important that the main things we keep repeating in a way or another. We don't have to
Yeah.
be like always
Or even
telling in
in
the
the
same
same
way.
way after some time. Like
Yeah.
we we think that people think about us more than they actually think about
Yes.
us. So it's
Yeah.
just it's not even on Instagram or online. It's in the world as well. Like whenever you go
Yeah.
on street, you feel like I don't know. Oh my, I don't know. Boots are dirty, even though nobody actually really noticed them. So
Mm.
so it's just like all the things, and it's in life and it's online. It's on Instagram as well. You feel like oh, like I talked about my course like 2 days ago. It's too much. No, that's
Yeah.
fine. Just talk about a
Yeah.
different place. Show
Yeah,
behind the
exactly.
scenes, show testimonials, show results of other
Yeah.
course clients, course takers. Show what your course entails. Like talk about the transformation. There are so many ways you can
Yeah.
talk about your online course without repeating yourself. Like
Yeah.
really to the point.
Yeah, even with, for example, you mentioned now the testimonials. You can share testimonial in so many different ways that doesn't
Yeah,
have to be, and even sharing the same testimonial,
yeah, it's
like
fine.
you can share as a screenshot, you can share as a story that you are telling, you can share as the results that this customer or learner having. So the same kind of story testimonial could be shared in so many ways, and this applied to different stuff. You can change the format. You are telling it with video, with carousel, so different ways to share the same
Yeah,
concept
that's the
because
thing. Like from one testimonial, you have so many things. Imagine if you have five, what can you do with them?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
but I mentioned one thing, and I want to touch upon it because I don't think I will like later in our live.
Mhm.
Is behind the scenes. I
Yes.
love behind the scenes content. I feel like it also sells the best. It
Mhm.
also builds the biggest trust because like people actually see, they don't have to guess what's inside. And this can also be different. I know that I suggested one of my friends who's a bookkeeper, and she sells like a mini course for bookkeeping.
Mhm.
And then she was like really lost because she didn't know what to do and like how does she sell and this course specifically. And I said like show behind the scenes, and she said it's so tricky because you know like for bookkeeping there are
Mhm.
numbers and everything, and
Yeah.
like you cannot really show that publicly because
Mhm.
well obvious reason,
Yes.
right? And I said like find a way, like show some part of it, show how you do it with the mock-up plan, whatever. She did it and it was so great.
That's cool.
And she just literally did it as a person like who was doing their bookkeeping, like this is what I do, like pretty much 4-step thing, which is pretty much the course that she does, but
Mhm.
just like on a surface level. She
Mhm.
showed how some of the things look, and it's such a better understanding as to what it really entails. Because many times you focus on like the transformation with the testimonial with like results, but you forgot to show like what gets them to that result.
Mm.
And I feel like behind the scenes is just so good. And even if you don't have the course yet, like
Yeah.
even if you're creating the course, talk about what you're creating, show what you're creating, ask questions. Oh, ask questions for your
Yeah, please.
community what they want to see. Like
Yeah.
ask them, do you want more of this, you want more of this, do you know about this, you don't know about this, so you know how much in depth you have to go. And then it will be easier to sell it as well, because first of all they will feel like this course is created for them and with them, and
Yeah.
also you will be sure that they need it because they actually told you what they
Yeah.
need. So please
Yeah.
ask questions, show behind the scenes, and like invite them in. You don't have to work in the background and just present a result.
Mm. Yeah, and this is so important. This is what the first phase of course creation should be like validate your idea. And for that,
Yeah,
you need to exactly what you said. Just ask questions, speak with your potential students, with your audience, and be sure that what you are offering exactly what they need and in the best way for serving them, because otherwise you could have in your mind one way, but maybe when you put there it's like, okay, we
Or
need
you
to
can
change
do a
some
market research with
things.
random people who are not
Yeah,
your audience. So what's the point? Use what you have. And this is
yeah,
why having that audience without essentially maybe selling to them is so important.
yeah.
Like having those big fans, because they will be the ones who will help you.
Yeah, and if you get to them, if you understand really what is their problems and their needs, you will use that in your communication. Should be on Instagram, but everywhere else, in the sales page, in everywhere. So yeah, okay. Yeah. So when working with your clients, what is the number one strategy that you recommend?
I like, first of all, before the strategy part and everything, whatever I say to my clients is celebrate small wins.
Hmm.
So this is what we talked about before as well. Like, even if you don't get those big results as everybody else, celebrate those small wins. Somebody had, like, you had a sale for one sale for, I don't know, your mini course, which is like, I don't know, $15. Doesn't matter. Celebrate that. It was one person who actually bought it. Like, that's the start. I don't know, you gained this and this many followers after doing something. Great, celebrate that. List it down somewhere for you to remember that you did it. I don't know, you post up stories and people magically just start asking you questions about how, like, where can they buy your course? Amazing, celebrate that. It's not like, oh, they haven't bought it yet and they're just interested. No, they're interested. Like, celebrate it. So, like, before we even touch on strategy, like, this is also like why people struggle with being consistent, why people don't follow long enough for any strategy, because they don't celebrate small wins. So that's a first thing that isn't even like a strategy number one tip. But the second, really just show why you're the best. And like, it doesn't have to be why you're the best of the best, but like why you're the best for them. Like,
Mhm.
show, like, if you feel like there are still experts who are, I don't know, in the industry for longer, know more stuff, they had more clients, more customers, they have like anything, show that you're learning, show that you're expanding your knowledge. Like, maybe those big ones are just there and they're just like showing up on like what they have, and they never like try to act up on new things. Or maybe that's the case.
Mhm.
Show, yeah, if you have a great result, like, position yourself as an expert and show why your course is the best for them,
Mhm.
or course or whatever, but in this case online course,
Yeah.
right? So, because like, maybe it is your personality, maybe it is that you have some kind of one-on-one touch support, like, I don't know, you have like a student group in Facebook or whatever. Like, show them, like, show the questions that people get there, like, show why you are the one. Or why do you care, or really just like testimonials as well, like, why you're the expert to trust with this specific thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So why are you the right person to teach them about this
Yeah,
topic and why they should choose you? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's so important. Yeah.
But obviously, before, you have to believe in yourself.
Yes.
Well, if you don't believe your course is not the best, then ask yourself why, fix that, and then show it to others. Because if you
Yeah.
don't believe that what you are offering to people is good enough for them to buy, why would they buy? If you wouldn't buy your own course, if you like wouldn't know these things,
Yeah.
if you wouldn't buy it at their point in their lives, why would they buy it right now?
Yeah, mindset is so important,
Yeah.
and I love that you bring these celebrated small wins because sometimes we're focusing that much on the bigger goals and that we forget about the small
Especially now with the new year
steps.
coming, right?
Oh yeah.
We go over with like, oh, I had these big goals for this year and I haven't done this and I haven't done that.
Mm,
Great. You have
yeah,
still done many things. You have still grown. Maybe
yeah.
you have completely changed the course,
Mm,
what your business took in this year.
yeah.
Like, you started out with a different idea and then you're at this place. So but that's good. Like if you feel
Yeah.
good at the spot you are, why beat yourself up for New Year's goals? And the same is for setting up the
Yeah.
next goals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have an exercise for just setting up goals. And if it's at the end of the year, my first suggestion is, first let's review what you have done, what you have learned, and all the good things, the small wins and the bigger. But yeah, just go through this, because you are focusing that much in the, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I pretend to do this, but I didn't. So don't focus just on the what I didn't, but what you learn from what you did,
Yeah,
um,
so
and
important
get
to
the
reflect on
lessons.
what you have done. My friend actually recommended me, what was the name? Uh, Year Compass. It is a free resource, and I haven't focused fully on this. I haven't filled it out, but I looked at it. I will do it. And it basically also just gives you like a reflection of your year and also like setting your next year's goals, but like not like, oh, I want to make this and this amount of dollars, or like I
Mhm.
want this and this amount of followers. It's really more of like in-depth stuff. So I will look into it more and more, but I suggest you do it too.
Okay, I will pay attention if later you share your opinion on your Instagram on that.
Yeah.
I take a look. Okay, so now a last question for you. What is the compliment from a client that has touched you the most?
I had a client. So basically, I offered 3-month coaching
Mm-hmm.
for online business owners, and like basically they come feeling frustrated, overwhelmed with social media, not knowing all the things, what to do, not feeling confident in all this. And then one of my clients, uh, she got so confident after those 3 months. And like my biggest compliment was when we were still working together. It was month 2 or something, and she called me because one of her, so she has a team. So she's a social media and community manager in general, and she has a different team as well and different people to report to. So obviously, like whenever they say something's wrong, she feels like it's really wrong. But after we work together and like we build on these systems and foundations of like what's important and what's not important, what you have to know and like what you have to forget, she called me and I was like, she was like, oh, this team member said like we have to do this and this, and this what we did was wrong. But I said to him, no, like I know this for sure. And the confidence she had, like, because before, like if someone said like, I don't know, oh, we cannot have vertical videos for Facebook or whatever. We have to do them like horizontally because I have been a photographer. I know this stuff and whatever. And she was like, no, like look at the statistics. Most of the people who watch our page watch from mobile. Vertical video is the best for mobile. Like nobody really like sees anything on this horizontal form, or they have to tilt the screen or whatever. And like, this is why we filmed it this way. This is why it's the best and everything. And I was like, yes. And why are you
Amazing.
calling me? Well, I just wanted to tell you and like kind of validate you. I'm like, no, you know this. Like, see what you did. Like, well, yeah, I can say, okay, that's the right thing you did, but you did it by yourself. Like, you
Yeah.
got so confident that you saw not just like, oh, okay, let's make a video, what should it be, vertical, but you know why, you understand why, you see the reason, you feel confident that even after we will end up working together, you will know this stuff and you will be more knowledgeable as to why you do things. And this is where the strategy comes in place as well. Like, yeah, of course we can work on one strategy, but you will be confident enough to go to the next strategy because you will understand why you create it. And like, yeah, the biggest compliment is just like people who really transform
Yeah,
in the
you see the
confidence.
transformation. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Please tell the audience how they can connect with you.
Yeah, well, you can find me on Instagram at online business bizlab. You can also see this cute thing that Ramey made. So Instagram really is the best place to see me almost every day. So yeah, shoot me a DM, tell me what was one thing, or just to post a story and tag both of us and
Yeah.
tell us like what's struck with you the most in our life or whatever. I'd be happy. And yeah, see you on Instagram.
Cool. So thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us. I really appreciate all your tips and insight. I hope all our audience go and take action and putting that in place.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for having me. Thank you for looking at this live and just being there. And I really, really, really hope you will implement some of these things.
Cool. Before we go, just a quick reminder to our audience, if you are a new or aspiring online course creator, you can join my free community at rememancera.com/community. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching and see you soon. Bye.